1956 Italian Grand Prix, Ferrari's first team order. Let's go back to where it all started. Monza, 1956. Ferrari had three drivers in contention for the World Championship: Juan Manuel Fangio, Peter Collins, and Luigi Musso. Fangio's car broke down mid-race and he was out of the running. But here's where it gets interesting. Collins was leading the race and the championship, but Ferrari ordered him to hand his car over to Fangio so the maestro could continue and score points. Collins obeyed without hesitation. He gave up his car, his race, and ultimately his shot at the world title. Fangio went on to win the championship, and Collins finished second in the standings. The move was seen as the ultimate act of sportsmanship at the time, but looking back, it was also the first clear example of a team order deciding a championship. The controversy? Collins was robbed of his chance to be world champion by his own team. Ferrari prioritised Fangio, the established star, over the young British driver. It set a precedent that would haunt F1 for decades. The team's interests come first, the driver's ambitions come second. 1982 San Marino Grand Prix, Villeneuve versus Pironi, the betrayal. Fast forward to 1982 and we get one of the most infamous team orders in F1 history, and one that ended in tragedy. At Imola, Ferrari teammates Gilles Villeneuve and Didier Pironi were running first and second in the closing laps. The team hung out a slow sign, which was understood to mean hold position, don't race each other, bring the cars home. Villeneuve, leading the race, he backed off. He thought the order meant they'd cruise to a Ferrari 1-2 finish. But on the final lap, Pironi attacked and passed Villeneuve to steal the win. Villeneuve was furious. He felt betrayed by his teammate and humiliated in front of the world. The two never spoke again. Just 2 weeks later, at the Belgian Grand Prix, Villeneuve crashed during qualifying and was killed. The feud between him and Pironi was never resolved, and Pironi carried the guilt for the rest of his life. Pironi himself would suffer a career-ending crash later that season. The controversy? Pironi ignored the team order and destroyed his relationship with Villeneuve. Ferrari's vague, slow sign left room for interpretation, and the result was one of the darkest chapters in F1 history. This wasn't just a controversial team order, it was a betrayal that cost a friendship, and some say contributed to a legend's death. 1997 European Grand Prix, Schumacher's championship collision. Jerez, 1997, Michael Schumacher and Jacques Villeneuve went into the final race level on points. On lap 48, Villeneuve tried to pass Schumacher for the lead, and Schumacher turned in, causing a collision. Schumacher retired on the spot. Villeneuve continued and won the title. While not a traditional team order, Ferrari's strategy was clear: do whatever it takes to stop Villeneuve. Schumacher's move was seen by many as a deliberate attempt to take both cars out and win the title on countback. The FIA didn't buy it. They disqualified Schumacher from the entire championship for unsportsmanlike conduct. The controversy? Ferrari's win-at-all-cost mentality crossed the line. Schumacher's reputation took a hit, and the incident became a symbol of how far teams and drivers will go to secure a title. It wasn't a team order in the traditional sense, but it was a team strategy that backfired spectacularly. 1998 Australian Grand Prix, McLaren's Let Mika Through. The 1998 season finale in Australia saw Mika Häkkinen and David Coulthard fighting for the championship. Coulthard was leading the race, but McLaren ordered him to let Häkkinen through to secure the title. Coulthard obeyed, slowing down on the final lap to hand Häkkinen the win and the championship. The controversy? Coulthard was faster on the day, but the team decided the championship was more important than the race result. It was a clear team order, and while Coulthard accepted it publicly, the move sparked debate about whether teams should interfere in title fights. McLaren defended the decision, saying it was the right call for the team, but fans were divided. 2002 Austrian Grand Prix, Barrichello gives up the win. This is the big one. The 2002 Austrian Grand Prix at the A1 ring. Rubens Barrichello was leading, Michael Schumacher was second. Ferrari ordered Barrichello to let Schumacher through on the final straight. Barrichello slowed down, Schumacher passed, and the crowd booed. The move was so blatant, so cynical, that it sparked outrage worldwide. Schumacher didn't even need the points. He was already dominating the championship. Ferrari was fined $1 million, and the FIA banned team orders shortly after. But the damage was done. The 2002 Austrian Grand Prix became the poster child for everything wrong with team orders. The controversy? Ferrari prioritised Schumacher's stats over fair racing. Barrichello was humiliated, the fans were furious, and the sport's reputation took a hit. It was a turning point that forced F1 to confront the ethics of team orders. 2007 Brazilian Grand Prix. Raikkonen's title-winning order. The 2007 season finale in Brazil was a three-way title fight between Kimi Raikkonen, Lewis Hamilton, and Fernando Alonso. McLaren's drivers were fighting each other, while Ferrari focused on getting Raikkonen the win. Felipe Massa, Raikkonen's teammate, was ordered to let Kimi through if necessary. Massa obeyed, and Raikkonen won the race and the championship by a single point. The team order wasn't as blatant as Austria 2002, but it was clear. Ferrari put all their eggs in Raikkonen's basket, and it paid off. The controversy? Massa sacrificed his own race to help Raikkonen. While it was the right call for Ferrari, it highlighted how team orders can decide championships, even when they're not explicitly announced over the radio. 2008 Singapore Grand Prix. Crashgate, the ultimate team order. Singapore 2008. This wasn't just a team order, it was a conspiracy. Renault ordered Nelson Piquet Jr. to crash deliberately, bringing out a safety car that helped Fernando Alonso win the race. Piquet obeyed, crashed on lap 14, and Alonso took victory. The truth came out a year later. Piquet blew the whistle, and the fallout was massive. Flavio Briatore was banned from F1, Pat Simons was suspended, and Renault's reputation was destroyed. This wasn't just controversial, it was criminal. The controversy? This was the darkest team order in F1 history. It wasn't about strategy or fairness, it was about cheating. Crashgate remains a stain on the sport and a reminder of how far some teams will go to win. 2010. German Grand Prix. Fernando is faster than you. Hockenheim 2010. Felipe Massa was leading, Fernando Alonso was second. Ferrari's race engineer Rob Smedley came on the radio. Fernando is faster than you. Can you confirm you understood that message? Massa understood. He let Alonso through and Alonso won the race. The message was coded, but everyone knew what it meant. Team orders were still technically banned at the time, and Ferrari was fined $100,000 for the infringement. But the result stood, and Alonso kept the win. The controversy? The coded language fooled nobody. Fans and rivals were furious, and the incident forced the FIA to legalize team orders again in 2011.